Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at the Soundpeats T2. We're going to do EBPMAN style audio and call quality tests. We're going to check out all the features, so make sure you check out the video. Now, the Soundpeats T2 are packed with features, and they're all great features. First of all, battery life. Looking at about 8 to 10 hours, depending on if you have active noise cancelling and transparency mode going. So if you don't, you can extend the battery life on these pretty long. The other thing about these is that you can use them independently. So you don't have to have them both in your ear at the same time. You can use them one at a time. The other thing about these is that they support active noise cancelling with the simple press of the button, and they also support transparency mode. So you have 8 to 10 hours of battery, you have transparency mode, active noise cancelling, and independent use of each one. What's not to like? Now, for those of you considering to use these earbuds in the gym, you have nothing to worry about. They have an IP6 rating, and they're using Bluetooth 5.1, which means that you're going to have great response time when it comes to listening to music or even watching a video. So nothing gets out of sync. The audio is fine. And if you're in an area where you're concerned about Bluetooth connectivity, they're going to do well as well because of the Bluetooth 5.1. And again, IP6 rating means you don't have to worry about any sweat. Now, if you're worried about how long the batteries are going to last on these beyond the initial use, you can expect to charge them multiple times, giving you a total of 30 hours of playback. That should be more than enough to last you a whole week. Now, inside the box, you're going to find your true wireless earbuds with the charging case, a USB-C charging cable, and a set of extra gels to get the best fit. Now, the case for the Soundpeats T2s are relatively compact, and as you can see here, you have a USB-C charging cable in the back. You have LEDs in front that indicate when it's charging. As you open it up, they do remain in the case locked magnetically, and they do guide magnetically. As soon as you take them out of the case, they actually turn on. But you do need to keep these with you, the case that is, so that you can make sure that you can stow them away and power them down. Now, we'll go ahead and take a look at the earbuds. And the earbuds are pretty similar to the earbuds that we've seen on the channel before. They are an in-ear model. And then the buttons themselves, and you can see the mics right there, the buttons themselves are buttons that basically are not physical buttons, but they're tap buttons, right? So they go, I wouldn't say relatively deep into your ear canal, but they do go in deep enough to give you a great seal. So I'm going to put these on for a second so you can see what they look like. So this is what the true wireless earbuds would look like, and as I turn to the left or to the right, you'll see that they have a decent profile. They don't really disappear entirely, but they're also not rather large. The actual, I would say, passive noise cancelling, as soon as you put these in your ear, is really good. That combined with active noise cancelling, and I think it's around 30 dB that it will cancel, it does a fantastic job of cutting out noise. And again, this is something that really surprised me for an earbuds of this type. Now, you do have multiple modes, and if I press and hold this side here, you'll get an audible message that's going to tell you pass through. So right now I'm hearing myself speak, and it doesn't sound digitized, but it's also not enhanced. So it's kind of like in, I would say, medium mode. If you press and hold the side again for 2 seconds, now it's ANC mode. And now I can really hear how everything disappears in this room. Now I'm going to go ahead and press it one more time, and I'm going to hold it for 2 seconds. And now we're in normal mode. Now the earbuds also support, I would say, activation of your assistants, regardless of the phone that you're using. Because again, this is compatible with both iOS and Android. So if you want to be able to play, pause, skip, and contact your assistant in addition to these features, you can do that as well. Now next we're going to do a call quality test of the Soundpeats T2s in a quiet environment. As we take a look at our decibel readings, anywhere between 22 and 24 decibels of noise. It's going to switch. Now this is what the call quality would sound like in a quiet environment with the Soundpeats T2s. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is a test. Now we're going to add wind to this environment. Now this is what the Soundpeats T2s would sound like with wind in the environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Next, we're testing out the Soundpeats, but this time with the face mask on. This is what they would sound like with the face mask on. Now we're testing out the Soundpeats T2s, but this time in a noisy environment. As you can see, our decibel readings are much higher, anywhere between 37 and also 79 dB. Let's go to switch. Now this is what the call quality would sound like when making a phone call on the Soundpeats T2s in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now this is what the Soundpeats T2s would sound like if you had an infant crying in the background. This is what they would sound like with an infant crying in the background. And this is what the Soundpeats would sound like if you have a dog barking in the background. This is what they would sound like with the dog barking in the background. Now this is what the Soundpeats would sound like if a doorbell was ringing in the background. That's what they would sound like if a doorbell was ringing in the background. Now from an audio perspective, the Soundpeats T2s have great soundstage, bass, mids, and highs are all present, and they don't seem to compete with each other. But we're going to let you be the judge of this as we go through our audio test. So make sure you're wearing some headphones or earbuds so you can hear what we hear. Let's get right to it.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments. Doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors. They kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way.
So guys, that wraps up our review of the Soundpeats T2s. See you in the next one.